Thank you once again for joining me today. We have another opportunity to extend the conversation on company grade leadership. So let's jump into it again and continue this with part 3 on company grade leadership. I'm again recalling and reciting the paper I wrote about 7 years ago on that topic, company grade leadership. So let's continue. Consider this personal example of leading when things do not feel cozy and comfortable. This comes from an experience now somewhat dated, yet also timeless in the relevance of developing leaders from me and for me. And this comes from also the book itself, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. Let me quote myself from that book. Gentlemen, 7 days ago, I issued you the warning order. 5 days ago, you received the operations order from me. 2 days ago, I gave you the FRAGO, the fragmentation order, with updated intelligence on the mission. When we first arrived in Panama, we moved out on those orders as training exercises, as possible combat preparations, and as usual. Tonight, consider each of those orders as green light, as go status, and operational. Many months ago, you allowed me to command you. Well, actually, the battalion commander forced me on you. You didn't have much of a vote when I replaced Captain Porter. But after you allowed me to assume command, you also taught me how to work with you. We trained, we jumped, we fought on playing field against pretend enemies. Tonight, these actual objectives and targets will respond with similar violent intentions and motivations. At West Point, in Ranger School, or in basic training, some of you probably heard that warning from the instructors. Look to your left and right. Before the end of this training, at least one of you won't make it. That sounds scary, didn't it? Before the end of this training, at least one of you won't make it. This mission does qualify as a do or die situation, but let's look at it differently. Look to your left and right. Those 2 men you must bring back on this mission. While I commit to bringing you all back alive, I really cannot do this by myself, but we, each, as leaders, can do that together and tonight. Now that was written, just for more context, December 19th, 1989. Just as another sidebar perspective. So let me continue with that statement I made to my men that night. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for teaching me how to listen to you and how to lead with you. I feel humbled with the honor of going into combat with you. I hope that I have earned the worthiness. We will see. In the meantime, and before we cross that LDLC, line of departure, line of contact, let me say this. We will all come back alive, and I love you. On that pitch black night, when I said this to them, I couldn't see their faces in front of me, but I could feel their steely resilience and the spirit of thousands more. No one had anything else to say. I knew that we would lead one another through this challenge, and through shared leading, we committed ourselves. So, in support of the Operation Just Cause in Panama back then. The success of the mission, 5 enemy killed in action, 22 captured, 64 political prisoners secured, and had 1 friendly casualty. But that cannot overshadow the most important issue. Everything that we had trained on together made this company effective, efficient, and lethal. We sweat and bled together on road marches and tactical exercises. We collectively cheated death during mass tactical parachute assaults into tight and dangerous targets. We destroyed our fellow companies on the athletic fields and on the parade field. We developed a fierce territorial pride to a cause built on our individual and common commitments. But we would not have realized these results without the familial love, spelled COMMITMENT, commitment, in what we did. Every day, we had family conflicts with hard choices to make. But again, always, we committed to a unity of purpose as an interchangeable team of leaders based and built on courage and less on vanity. We shared to a man every hardship, every triumph, every rehearsal, every loss equally. I finally learned what the company first sergeant meant about working myself out of a job. He meant that I should build leaders and not followers for this company. And we built a genuine respect and reverence for one another and for the company. Personal and collective resilience, meaning awareness, reflection, and drive. Personal and collective resilience made these successes possible. So let me start with that recitation from the book itself, just for you to get an idea of where that came from, or where this thing, resilience, started to not form yet, but maybe it was the incubation phase for this thing called resilience today. So I hope that helps you to understand how that means something unique to me, and that I want to at least share with you on your journey. Maybe you won't need to recite what I just recited to you, or remember or write down in stone the guidance for you in the company you keep as you lead, and as you lead in resilience. But I will say this to you in closing. I mentioned the thing about commitment. Commit to yourself. Commit to your motivation, your drive, your discipline under all conditions. Commit to the team, the company, the enterprise, the organization. Commit to the commitment, developing the new leaders beyond the past that we do not need to relive. Thank you. Pay attention, stay present, stay current. Remember, it is always 8